I'll tell you where I'm going to begin. Don't use tab at all, ever, in your life. Don't go online and use tab. It's horrible. It makes you lazy. It makes you terrible. It makes you a horrible person. You got to use your ears. That's what music is. You know, you don't need fancy equipment. You don't need expensive stuff. I'm using a little cheesy pick. I'm not using some $30 wooden pick. I've seen those. You got to oil them. I'm using a $7 Amazon cable. I'm using a great guitar, one of my Estacatos, and I'm playing through this old Seymour Duncan convertible, which is a great amp. But anyway, use your ears. So I want to talk about Ace Frehley today, because he was really one of the first guys that got me wanting to play the guitar, and the first solos that I started to learn, you know, along with some Zeppelin stuff like Stairway to Heaven. And I can remember exactly the process. You know, if I was learning a Kiss song, I started playing when I was 11, and my teacher was like a jazz guy, right? So I didn't want to learn jazz. Nobody wants to learn jazz. All right, so here's how this works and how painful it is. You know, if I wanted to learn this, I'd listen to that. Jesus, I mean, it might take me a half hour to learn that, because I'd be like, my tape player used to play everything fast and out of tune, so it was like almost a half step up. So I'd listen to it and I'd hear narrow. Of course, I'd hear the top note, and I'd find that note, and then but I'd hear this underneath. Like Cold Gin was another Kiss song. And now there were a bunch of stuff I learned before that. You know, I didn't just jump into that. But, you know, that's a power chord thing that I initially did this. And I always hated the sound, and then I realized that top note didn't change. So it was like an A. So there's all these little things that your ear will eventually be able to pick out, you know. So Ace Frehley, my favorite Ace Frehley licks, the ones that really got me, I was able to learn them, steal them, and twist them around a bit to make them, I wouldn't say make them my own, but make them more useful to me, more versatile. The first one is, these are all basic pentatonic blues scale type things. Alright, so that's your scale that you're working with. I'm going to play it slow. Use your ears, guys. You can even see it. Woo! So the first one is just this. That's the end of another lick that I'm going to show you in a second, but it's the easiest, so we'll start with it. And it's just on one string to the next string. So. And the thing is, each little piece of these, and this goes for any solo, any blues thing, anything you learn, you can break it up into smaller pieces. So. Whatever. So, but that's it. The first part would be this. And that is just, it's like a 5-8-7 thing that he would do across the strings. Let me zoom in. Let me do my zoom. So that's the 7th fret. So with just those two, you can have a lot of fun with those because you can play over. That was the other big Ace Frehley line that everybody does. All right, this is it. I'm trying to make these videos short. All right, the last one is going to be this. You've heard this a million times. He'll do that. Like the beginning of Speeding Back to My Baby, I think it was an F sharp. I don't know, my tuning's all messed up because when I was a kid I didn't know they tuned down to half step. Oh, he was probably in G, right? Anyway, that's again that A. A blues scale, and you're just going to bend that 7th fret up a whole step on the G string, and then you play so that goes from basically a D to an E, then you play the E on the 2nd string, so you're doubling up that note. That alone is a useful thing. You can go up a scale like that. You can go chromatic. A lot of fun shit you can do with that. And then you just play the 1st string. So you got. Once again, that alone is awesome. Now I'm hybrid picking it using these 2 fingers, but you could pick the whole thing. And then the last part of that is on the 2nd string, 8 to 5. It's going to be G to E. Let me show you this again up close and personal. And when you bend, you never bend with one finger, unless it's like maybe your index. You reinforce that with your other fingers. And you can do a pull off there. So I'm only picking that once, and then a pull off. Or you can pick it all. So that's it. And of course you can do it in any key. That's just A. If you want to do it in G, go down 2 frets. I should add that was my first foray into legato. That little, let's go back to, excuse me, back to A, that thing. Because what you do is you don't just learn it note for note, you need to look at how it's working, right? And I saw this shape, it was obvious. Es obvio. So I remember starting something like this. I had a Marshall micro stack. I was using an old Yamaha RG something guitar. It was actually a pretty decent guitar, electric, but yeah, this was, and then that kind of developed into kind of a, Paul Gilbert does stuff like that too. So yeah, take those things and mess around. I'm gonna stop this before I go way off script and I'm late picking up my kids from school.